Are we on the internet? Why, Mika, yes, we are. Oh, well, guess what, everybody? Tonight, it's Talks Mika.
Can't get rid of me yet?
Yet.
We're working on it.
Yeah,
Yet.
being the operative
One
word.
step at a time.
Welcome, Matthew. Welcome, Mika, back to the couch of shame.
I mean, I'm just sneaking up on that chair. It's gonna be
I
mine
know.
soon.
It's getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
The set is we're so close
so
tonight.
close, yeah.
Is this to throw me off?
Always.
We came in earlier and moved everything 1 inch to the left.
You guys moved Henry so far from me. Oh man, this feels.
We didn't move him. He just wants to get slowly further away from you.
I know I'm a paranoid criminal, but this is getting out of hand. Matt, something looks different about you.
Yeah, lost about 6 pounds of facial hair.
You did.
The other night.
You did. How's it feel?
It's nice. I'm gonna miss the smooth face. The beard was nice and fun for a while, and it may come back, but just needed some change.
I understand.
And
Is it breezier?
it's breezier. It's more aerodynamic.
Oh.
I can move quicker, which is nice. I also I enjoy having my wife not flinch when I kiss her. That's also great.
Yeah.
It's it has its positives.
Yeah.
But I do miss the sculpting of it and the caretaking of it. But
It's like having another friend.
kind of, and I need those these days.
Did you name
man.
it?
It was named the Mercer beard before I had an opportunity to. So the internet, thank you for that. Mm-hmm. And I killed it. It's now at the bottom of the ocean.
Well, maybe you should have named it Molly.
Wow.
Wow.
Don't listen.
Even
to him.
I know that's out of character. That's just off-colored. For shame, good sir.
Listen, let me tell you. Let me bounce back here and tell you why I think Matthew is so smart about this, though. He's going to Burning Man at some point in the near future.
Yeah.
It's hot out there. The direct sunlight. He's gonna get a serious farmer tan if he has that nice thick beard out there. So whenever he did decide to shave it, he would be 5 shades whiter under that beard. Imagine children running away from him, businesses
More so than
closing
usual.
their doors, more so than even myself.
See, I thought you meant it would have gotten lit on fire. That's where I thought you were going. They would have thought
shit.
that he was a sculpture and lit him
I
on
think so.
Sorry.
Wow, we're getting a lot of
We're
really
so
good material out of
blockaded.
I know there's so much space between us.
I know.
I feel like this is an HR choice. I'm sorry.
And Marisha was like sitting on my lap, and they're like, and then Matt needs to be over there.
We can shift this.
We can-
I think
You can move that wherever the fuck you want.
There.
Well, let's
I
get
love
through
it.
some announcements here
There we
because
go.
I'd like to get to the questions by around like 7:30.
Fair.
sounds good to me.
Join us next day. Same. Join us next Thursday, August 29th at 7 p.m. Pacific on Twitch. It's here. In the normal weekly Critical Role time slot for, oh my goodness. Finally, we're gonna put this out.
Finally.
The Dallin's Closet. Is it Dallin's or Dallin's?
Either is acceptable depending on where you're from.
Oh,
I say Down's Closet was my
I say Dallin's
preference,
Closet
but-
too. It's the Dallin's Closet one-shot, fam, which was made possible by your generous contributions to our Kickstarter campaign for the Legend of Vox Machina Origins Wolverine. If you missed the live stream, have no fear. The VOD will be available immediately for our Twitch channel subscribers, which the button is right here. Zach? The button is right here. Zach?
You're better.
I'm better.
Most important thing about this Dalen's Closet one-shot is that it's the wedding.
Oh yes,
all
it's
that
the wedding.
matters.
If you missed the announcement, go to our Twitter because there's beautiful art and it's like a wedding invitation, right?
Yeah. It's really well put together with art from Kit Buss, our artist from the first campaign.
Oh, my goodness.
It's amazing.
I can't wait. It's going to be on YouTube Monday, September 2nd. And if you missed it, you're a blessed person. Today on Travis Willingham's Yeehaw Game Ranch, Jungle Ranch, we took on the nearly impossible game Cuphead.
I can't believe you guys did that.
So, not to be crass, but I fucking hate Cuphead.
Who doesn't fucking hate Cuphead?
Whoever made that game, I'm coming for you.
But the music's
To
great.
ask you
Music is
why.
amazing.
The music's phenomenal.
I couldn't
have it
hear
on
the
vinyl.
music because I had
Oh,
Travis
why?
Willingham screaming in my ear and not saving my life. Anyway, if you missed our stream, check it out on VOD. It's going to be up on YouTube on Thursday. Can't wait for all the can't believe these guys are so bad at this game comments.
But is anyone really good at that game?
No. And if they, do you know the only person I could picture being really good at that game? Taliesin.
Yeah.
Something about it just made me feel like if Taliesin was watching me, he would be going, "You fool."
Well, he does that when he watches you do anything.
Yeah, but I don't need you to bring that up. Let us now discuss episode 75 of Critical Role, Campaign 2, Rhyme and Reason.
What? No.
Okay, just making sure. I tend to do a lot of Scientology jokes, so I like to ask people beforehand. Are we back? Okay. We begin
I'm so sorry for him.
with some. Did you have fun last week?
I did, but this is actually
She
the
was
first
exposed
person.
to Talks for the first time.
No, I watched it at
Oh, you
home.
did?
You did.
Oh,
Yeah, I got a
yeah.
text from you, just like that was a delight.
Yeah, I love any situation in which Brian gets overpowered by a better person. So
Hey, same.
it's pretty great.
Yeah.
I also love that you're the first person to apologize on his behalf. Everybody just goes, you'll get used to it. Just you'll see with Brian. But
If
you're
you-
like, I'm sorry.
You'll have to notice, if I have one job around this crazy scenario that is Critical Role, it's
Yeah.
apologizing on behalf of everybody else.
That's very true.
Sam
That's fair.
especially, and Brian
Yes.
a close second. So that's what I have.
You're right behind Sam.
I know, goals
Keep
this
working.
year.
You can
Goals
do it.
this year. I can do it. We have some crit roll stats to get things kicked off here.
Please
The
tell me what is
Mercer
that.
Beard
Oh.
lasted 29 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That's a
Could have
long.
gotten to 30, Matt.
Oh man.
Could have gotten to
Nah.
30.
I like odd numbers. They're odd.
They are odd. Jaw was said 53 times.
53.
Mr. Caleb, portrayed by Marisha Ray, said Jaw 40 times.
Which is not how it's said, but yeah.
Jaw.
Ja?
Jaw.
Is it Ja or Ya?
Yeah.
Jaw.
That's funnier, Ja.
It is
It's
funny.
Jaw, though. It's J-A-W, right?
Yeah,
That's
Ja.
what it says here, pronounced Jaw.
Yeah.
Geladon.
Is an asshole.
Say that right?
You said it right, yeah.
Cool. Blasted Rini with 125 cold damage.
Hey.
Still alive though.
Good
so.
call on that fucking Spider Ice Queen.
Right?
Pretty legit.
Thanks, man.
That was a fun
This is just
episode.
a cold minute.
I had
was
one
smart.
beast form that had it. One. And good golly, Miss Molly, or Mr. Molly. Did it come in handy?
Ow, sorry, I got poked by there was a staple.
Oh, I left that there.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Ow, I think I need to go get a rabies shot. Is that what it is, Steve, when you get metal? Is it for rabies?
That's blood poisoning.
Okay. Well, we begin tonight's episode, as you learned last week, the way we've begun every episode of Talks Machina. We are
question
on
from
we are
Mika.
on episode 124.
Yeah.
A question for Mika Bird.
Yeah. Tradition.
This one we dug out of the archives.
Okay.
From Tommy Dybel. What about last week made you agree to come back onto Talks Machina for a second time in a row?
Well, to be honest, it was the promise that I was going to have your job.
But you didn't think you'd have my job by this week. I told you
That's-
there will be a transitional
that's true.
process
That's
to where I
true.
hand over the show to you.
So I do have to be here, get my hours, kind of like a union.
Mm-hmm.
I have to show face around the camera, say hi to everybody,
I
slowly
understand.
turn everyone against you.
Yeah.
But
That's not going to be hard.
no. I mean, I'm pretty sure I have like one person left, and they're just not in today. So
Whoa.
Yeah.
Jesus. That is incredibly fast progress.
in all reality, like this is so enjoyable. I love any time that it's just like a really chill, casual environment with bros, and you guys are really chill and fun. Also, alcohol.
Yeah, how'd
Awesome.
those drinks turn out? Are they okay?
Great.
They're good.
Yeah, they're-
I mean, anyone that uses proper cocktail ice, I appreciate.
Might be on the strong side, but
That's how Brian rolls. And to be fair, you're the one who got me into old fashioned, so this is your fault anyway.
hey, no problem, man. Max, thanks for hiding all the Coke in the fridge.
A cola.
Yeah, I was talking
That
about in
one.
the fridge. Yeah.
Specify.
Landon Dastrup wants to know, question for the Dungeon Master.
Hi,
here,
yes.
Matt.
Hi.
Yeah.
This is also really cool. Like, you're like the head honcho.
I get to answer some questions.
Yeah.
Here, Molly, take a little nap here.
There we go.
Here.
Wait, Mika, did you think I was only asking you questions tonight and Matt was just here to chill?
I feel very honored that I get to hear questions from the DM himself. And
Oh my God, you are.
Yeah, I'm in the presence of greatness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's like looking
and
at the
Matt
sun.
too.
Temper your expectations.
Oh,
Is
okay.
what I'm saying.
Hey,
Tempered, officially.
Perfect.
All right.
What's the question?
I'm trying to get to it, man.
Go for it, man. We're
God,
waiting.
your job. It's so on the
Jesus.
line right now.
I'm shook. You guys got me shook. I'm slipping here. I feel like someone's gonna call me into a meeting after this, and I'm gonna see you signing some fucking paperwork. Matt, the question is, what was your favorite part of the 4 pages of backstory Mika sent you to play around with?
Oh no.
Oh, it's, it's hard to pick. Oh man, I really enjoyed somebody who leans into some of the lore of an SMR having some sort of a celestial connection or an entity that is a guide. You know, that doesn't happen often in my experience in watching other games and having played games with that type of character, so that was really cool. But I think for me, I just like the idea of a character who is driven in very like black and white morality, but carves himself as a vigilante individual in a kind of a civilized space, and yet is kind of peppy and naive and adorable in all these delightful ways, and ready to just throw violence down at the drop of a hat. It's hard to pinpoint a specific thing that I liked when I like all the elements of it, and there's some things for me to play with. And for me, it was a lot of like, here's some scenarios about Uthodurn, here's some characters that you can choose and pick and build relationships off of. So for me, the part that I enjoyed the most was having somebody else take what I tossed them and make it their own. So like a lot of the relationships with the NPCs, with Umagorn, and other NPCs that didn't even come up in the story so far, other elements of the city, she got to go ahead and create these relationships and these previous experiences and scenarios with them. And so I just love any scenario where I get to lend somebody some of my world building and watch them take it and run with it. So.
Heck yeah.
I'm so glad you liked that, because I think in my email I said to you, like, if you want to veto any of this, like, feel free. I don't want to step on your
I'd let you know.
world building toes.
No, I'd let you know. If there was ever a part of it where I was like, well, that kind of conflicts with this, or I'd let you know, but no, it was all good.
Thank goodness. That's what I was
You
like.
did good.
Feel free to throw all of it out, burn it, print it out, and just burn it in front of my face. It's all good.
Look, I'm happy when anyone sends me any element of backstory as a guest. So when I got the 4 pages from you, I was like, oh, we're gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeet.
Gives you more to work with. Gives you more to mess
Exactly.
around with. Yeah. Yeah. More is more.
More is more. That
You
is
heard it here first. Mika.
the age-old saying, more is more.
Yeah. My granddaddy, he had a lot of good ones. Dennis Berger wants to know. Not a real
hungry.
name. I'm hungry too. Should we get out of here?
Yeah, get some
Okay.
burgers.
Danny, sign the contract. The show is yours.
Oh, sweet, finally.
I'll do anything for Mika to not take this job. We've heard the cast talk at times about their awareness, or lack thereof, of the cameras and the live stream nature of this game. Have you been conscious of the audience the past 2 weeks while you were at the table? And if so, do you think it changed the way you played?
The cameras disappear the second Matt starts talking for me, which is really cool. And I think that kind of speaks to how welcoming of an environment the Critical Role table is, because it really just feels like I'm sitting in a basement playing games with friends, rather than like, oh my God, thousands of people are watching me play Critical Role right now. Which isn't to say I wasn't nervous, because I said last week just how nervous I was. I was super shaky and had to drink to calm myself.
Yeah.
But there's something about just like everybody sitting there and being so nice and welcoming, and like the first 5 seconds I poured out my dice and Laura hugged me and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be fine. I think I'll be okay here.
Yeah.
But oddly enough, I think the conversation happened last night and continued this morning on Twitter. The only time I'm aware of the cameras is when I have to do math.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden I'm like, I don't do math well, and I'm gonna have to count on my fingers, and people are gonna think I'm stupid. But I found out today, a lot of people also count on their fingers, so it's kind of like a finger counting society. Everybody out there, shout out to counting 2 + 2 on these little babies right here.
But such cute fingers.
They're little tiny fingers. They do have stabby nails, though.
Ooh.
I like.
Nails are pretty rad, though.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Not a fan. I'm terrified.
Because they could kill you and take your job. Yeah.
Yeah, stop saying stuff like that. We're on like the 4th question here, guys. God damn it.
But yeah, all in all, I genuinely keep forgetting that the cameras are there until
Yeah.
Matt says, "Let's take a break," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is this is
Oh,
a
yeah,
show.
we're doing a thing.
We have to do a
Yeah.
thing."
Yeah.
Huh.
That's actually a really sweet sort of sentiment about that table that makes you feel that way. Yeah.
It makes me happy to know that because we feel that way, but I'm always like, I hope other people get engaged as much as we do too. So that makes me happy to hear.
100%. Like everything falls away, and it's just I seriously can feel like I'm like it's like Stranger Things. Like we're all at a rickety old table in mismatched chairs and like just having a good old time.
Need to be under a blanket and
Yeah.
eat like terrible breakfast food that we heated up in a toaster. It'd be great.
It's like weirdly 3 a.m. for some ungodly reason.
Hey, I know those games well.
Exactly.
All
So
in our pajamas, be great.
yeah.
Oh man.
Pajama episode.
We have done that.
Oh,
I've done that.
But have you done a onesie episode where everybody wears different animal onesies?
No.
Not streamed.
We gotta do that shit though. That's
This
gonna have
is
to happen.
what I'm saying.
On the list.
on the list. There it is.
On the list.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Danny.
But here's my problem with the onesies.
Yeah.
I get overheated immediately the second that I put them on.
Well, we'd have to just really crank that AC,
That's the
right,
thing.
Steve?
Well, that's why you. So, pro tip: wear a cute tank top under it, and then when you get overheated, you
Pull it down to the waist
You
and
like,
tie it?
yeah, you tie it like the
Yeah.
overalls look.
I might have to try that because I love the. I'm sorry, I'm totally just like gone off the rails.
It's
but
important. No, you got this.
I see them all the time, and I want desperately to be able to rock the Kigurumi animal onesie like so bad. I can't do it. I'm in one for 2 seconds, and I'm like, no, I can't do it. No. Anyway, sorry.
It doesn't.
Mika's got the key.
The overalls look.
The overalls look is smart. Yeah. It doesn't really get cold enough in LA ever for those to be like a thing that you could really just kind of have on.
That's why I just suffer.
You
I just
suffer.
wear them because they're adorable.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I suffer through it.
Kigu karaoke, in which you drink enough to not care how hot you are, and then you sweat and not wake up till noon.
Yeah.
That's
See,
never happened.
Matt,
That's happened
with
so many
the
times.
big galaxy-brained ideas right now. I'm just. This is why he's the DM.
It's my Christmas tradition. Is Kigurumi karaoke. It's pretty great.
Yes.
So good.
This year was amazing. I sang Meatloaf with. Who sang with me? Was it Key?
It
might
definitely
have been
wasn't
Kate.
Laura Bailey.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, I sense a dark past there.
Oh no! It's just, Laura was probably one of those people who's very easy to turn on me, right? When
Yeah.
you sit, yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, anyway, distract us from my inevitable doom. You can answer.
Yes, boy.
Michaela Chaos wants to. Michaela Chaos.
Michaela
Yeah,
Chaos.
that's cool.
Yes,
that's
my
cool.
friend.
Did the Mighty Nine have any other options to make Ice Flex other than confronting Geladon, such as a potion of ice breath that someone could use?
Oh.
That would have been an option. There are multiple options. The White Dragon was the most immediate one that I put before them, and as anyone who's run a game knows, sometimes players go for the most immediate option. There are Silver Dragons in the world that also breathe cold breath, but they had very little information about the whereabouts of one, so that in some ways Geladon was the most immediate and easy. Potion of Ice Breath, I don't know if that would have been enough to really make it happen. I would have been almost like I think for that, because it is kind of a cheap, easy around,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have disallowed it, but it would have been like you have to meet a certain damage threshold in a short period of time to make the enchantment work. But I wouldn't have disallowed it if the players come up with it. Part of this game is if the players are innovative, you're like, okay, well, how can I make this work in my narrative and still make it a challenge and not feel like it's, cheesing the story.
Yeah. Like having a robot follow someone around and write down everything they say.
Oh, but that's fun. That's fun.
I know, I'm just trolling Sam because I hate him. Did you hear about that?
That was
Sam
so
and
casual.
Sam and I like hate each other. Have you picked up on that?
I picked up on that a little bit, but what is this about a robot?
Oh, why? I have a show I can recommend you after this. It's called Critical Role Campaign 1.
Oh, okay.
It's quite good.
Okay.
Halfway
They had an
through.
artificer with an automaton companion named
Yeah.
Dodie, who followed him around, and as opposed to really fighting with him, was more about the one who was cataloging all of his chronicles in a book, as he narrated loudly what he was doing.
But that's really clever.
It was awesome. I know. I don't know why Brian's dissing on it.
Because he can.
Gimmicky. Mika,
Yeah, that's me.
the next question's for you, but
Yeah.
ask me something interesting.
Okay. If you were lost in the woods and you had two options to join a tribe of wolves and live there forever, or cut off your pinky toe and escape, which would you do?
Wolves. Sorry.
Option 3,
Yeah.
I'd kill the Pope while he's shitting out there. Because he has to go out in the woods to shit.
What?
What?
Does the Pope shit in the woods?
Oh.
Isn't it there's a bear shit in
bear.
the woods?
Nah, man. It's the Pope now.
I'm behind on my wood shitting,
Yeah,
apparently.
me too.
Now we know.
I didn't get that wood shitting memo.
We've learned something today.
We have. Does a Pope shit in the woods? Yeah.
Mika.
Yeah.
Jesus.
This is the stupidest. Why are we still doing this? I don't understand. Why did we make these people stay here? They clearly just. Greg's gone. I don't even. He just left his wallet. Miss Sunflower 94 wants to know, Mika, you said last week you wanted to try something new by playing a good and pure-hearted character. Zach, cue the thing you told me about. How did you enjoy that change? What character choices did Rime make that you wouldn't have usually done with your other darker characters?
Yeah. So usually I either play.
That is amazing.
Oh, we got to punch in there.
It might not work.
Wait.
Other way. There you go.
There you go. Oh, that's great. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh wow. It looks kind of like a UFO. It's just, you know what it is? Do you know why it's off center? It's because I don't think you're really a good person.
I'm not.
I think
I'm actually
I think it's fake.
horrible person.
Is there a phrase
I
similar
disagree.
to Pope?
No, I'm talking about her character. I'm talking about her character. How come you thought I was talking about you?
What was the question? What's happening?
The question was, you said last week we spent $5,000 on that stupid effect,
Shit.
so we wanted to get it in
That's
there.
fair.
Said last week you wanted to try something new by playing a good and pure-hearted character.
Right.
How did you enjoy that change, and what
Yes.
choices did you make that you wouldn't have done with your darker characters?
Right. Yeah. So most of the characters that I play are like, they drink their way through sleeping through the bar, or they're the mom character that sighs at everything and like wrangles up her kids and pulls them along no matter what. So playing like this lawful good, and they're always neutral or chaotic. They're never any good, lawful, anything. So playing somebody that's like can't just say fuck it is really weird for me, because usually it'll be like, oh fuck it, I'll do it myself, or fuck it, I'm gonna wrangle you children and make you do it the right way.
Yeah.
So having it be like, oh, I can't do anything wrong, because in the Madame Ava, yes, in her shop, when Nott was like, we should just steal things, I was like, regular brained Mika was like, yes, we should steal everything. That's
Yeah.
such a good idea. But like Rini brained Mika was like, no, you can't do that. But I learned a new term from the internet, which is murder hobo.
Oh,
Welcome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Welcome to
yes.
the wonderful term.
Yeah.
I didn't know murder hobo was a thing, but I guess, that makes sense. Rini is, I think that's the only connection I have to all of my characters as a follow through, is just like, usually fighting is the answer.
Yeah.
But I feel like Rini is more of an extreme example of that, because with the other characters, they kind of have less morals, so it's like they don't mind cheating or stealing or lying before it gets to the fighting, but for Rini, it's like fighting's the only answer because
Yeah.
talking doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I guess that's
Her experience, too, yeah.
that's the difference. But I do kind of miss my sad mother characters, but this is fun for me. It's spreading my wings, pun intended.
Yeah.
To flex a bit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I wanted, when I came into this, as I told you, I was like, I don't want to be a tiefling. I don't want to be any heavy magic user because that's what I so always go with in my other games. So I'm going to be totally different. I'm going to be lawful. I'm going to be a new race. I'm going to be a new class, and we're going to have some fun.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Man. You're good at answering questions.
Yeah?
You're also good at asking them.
Shit.
Matt.
Yes.
Toffee Pelican's here to save us
I want a toffee pelican.
from this eloquent person.
How dare I?
Did you have any backup plans if the ancient white dragon heist went terribly wrong? How do you plan for something your players are clearly not meant to fight?
First off, letting the players know they're clearly not meant to fight this. And I think, given the circumstances, given the size and the scope of the creature's power, hopefully they get that idea. This was not meant to be a battle. Elements of it could lead into it, but this was intended to be a deviation. I don't think, and it can fall into this trap sometimes where D&D is go to place, fight, kill creature, get loot. Go to place, kill creature, fight, get loot. And the game is designed to facilitate that. So the challenge as a DM is how you can mix that up. How can you find ways to subtly or overtly change that consistent equation? And so for this was intended to be a challenge of cleverness, of like, you have a goal that involves not necessarily fighting this creature. Discovering this creature is way beyond your depth. How can you use your skills as a team to get what you need and not put yourself in a position where you're all gonna fucking die?
Yeah.
And so if it went really poorly, it's up to the player's cleverness. A white dragon is dangerous in general. A white dragon is super dangerous if you deviate from the idea of we need to get out of here. So, there's a possibility if things went really, really badly that a few characters may not have made it out. But they're also, I don't know. Like, I don't plan for everything.
Yeah.
There's only so much I can plan for, and then just work off how things work out. I figured out multiple ways they could have handled that scenario, whether it be a social encounter with the dragon and trying to talk with it. I tried to instill the idea that this wasn't the most clever of ancient dragons. So there was a position they could have taken of trying to kind of battle of wits it, find a way to get what you want and outsmart it. Or completely kind of sleight of hand a scenario where you distract it and get what's done, which is kind of what you guys did.
Yeah.
I had a whole battle map set up for like the ice tunnel in case things went really poorly, and a job as a DM isn't to figure out all the solutions; it's to figure out a series of means that you can come at a problem, and let the players come up with the solution. You have a few ideas of what they might do, and then let them surprise you.
Yeah.
And I was surprised. You guys pulled off some pretty ridiculous solutions to this problem.
I think my favorite part is seeing reactions online afterwards, and most of the live tweeting and live blogging of this episode was everybody going, "That is so fucking stupid. Why would you ever? You are dumb. The Mighty Nine is full of dumb people."
That's every week.
Yeah.
You get a lot of backseat gaming.
It was just because, if you lay out that plan that we had, if you speak it out loud, it's dumb. It's so dumb.
Every D&D party's
It's
plans
true.
ever.
It's so true.
The game is about making stupid plans, fucking it up, and hopefully, if the dice work with you, somehow making it out alive and going, wow,
we lived.
How did we survive that?
Although I gotta say, we didn't fuck up too many things, I think.
No, you guys did
It
great.
was pretty successful.
Yeah.
Like they had the right people stealthing, the right people distracting who had survivability and speed between you and Bo. You had the right people behind the whole like Leoman's tiny hut meets the teleportation circle is a legit way to prepare an escape.
Yeah.
So it was a good setup.
It was, and then we ended up like the kids in the Jeep in Jurassic Park.
Kinda. I didn't mean to become a Jurassic Park scenario, but
It really was, yeah.
Let's go faster. Let's go faster.
Oh, it
Let's
was so
go
much
faster.
Yeah, it was really good.
Boy, I bet Liam was bummed. He was somewhere at like the Shining Hotel with no internet or whatever.
Hey,
He kept sending us these pixelated photos, and of what his, trying to watch the
Face
show.
isn't working out, I know.
Yeah, I was doing these
I know.
things to Sam's face that are even worse than what's already there.
Are we sure that Liam's coming back, Liam? Like, are we sure that he hasn't been body snatched? Yeah.
Whoa.
We may want to salt him when he comes in.
Probably a good plan.
Yeah.
All right, Danny, do you want to salt Liam when he comes in?
I mean, you've just described my only dream.
Hey, Mika.
That's me.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
And look, our friend Greg here,
Greg.
he's got a camera.
You do have a camera
Look at
there,
that
right?
camera and say, we're going to test your hosting skills.
Okay.
Now, I know you do some bullshit for Overwatch or whatever.
Yeah, fine.
But this is the big leagues,
All right,
my
I'm
friend.
ready.
I want you to say, look at that camera and I want you to
Yeah.
say, it's time for cosplay of the week.
All right, ready?
No, wait. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
It's time for cosplay of the week.
Fuck. Oh, god damn it.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Your job's in danger.
Hang on, I'm texting my old contacts at Two Broke Girls. I'm gonna see if they're
God, it's been a minute since a two broke girls joke.
Crit Roll Stats will let us know how long. No, don't.
Both girls.
Guys, don't
there
go
you are.
back and try to watch all the episodes to find out. Our winner for Cosplay of the Week was sent in by Jesse of Jesse Loris Rex. Photo by Ann Barheit. Let's take a look. That's insane.
So good.
That's so good.
That grog is so intense.
Oh, that leather work though.
Apparently,
Yeah.
his wife Laura, the other half of Jesse Loris, did the makeup and did all the makeup and everything. And I think he built the armor.
Hats
Well,
off.
Andy did 1,000 sit-ups a day since he was an
Yeah,
infant.
too.
That's worth the work. We met them as a couple at a convention this past year, and they're amazing. She did an amazing Ruby of the Sea with our fantastic Ginny, who's one of our amazing Jester cosplayers as
I
well.
know her.
Oh, really?
She's just such a delight.
She's amazing.
She's such a
She's such a
delight.
delight.
Too.
Oh,
I mean, like,
man.
it makes me so happy. It's a person that did cosplay for so long back in the day to see the cosplay community around this be full of just awesome people. It makes me miss those days a bit.
I know.
Keep your eye out. I'm doing something special with the Critter cosplay community at a con coming up. So
What the fuck?
I hope you guys are ready.
Wait, don't do that shit. I haven't thought of something cool. Don't do that.
See, this is what I'm
you
saying.
can't
Like,
get
you
the
don't
people
even,
on your
you gotta
side.
keep your finger on the pulse of the community, Brian.
I have other side ventures and investments that I've been pursuing,
And clearly
I
none
clearly
of them have
am not.
to do with the job that you currently have and providing for this community. Wow, it's like he doesn't even care.
This is a
I,
fucking-
however, do care. Critters of the world.
Is this our next presidential race?
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay, Max, can you check the traffic on the 101? I'm gonna get this. But before I do, congrats to you, Jesse. You have won this Bolivian Rosewood Dice Vault. Now, Matt, you saw the show last week where known liar Mika Burton said that the wormwood
slander.
smelled like it smelled like foam. It smelled like nothing. Are you out of your this one? Tell me.
Let me smell it. Let me smell it.
Smell the wood. Don't smell the fucking foam.
No, she did smell the foam last week and said it smelled like foam, which means she wasn't wrong.
Now see, now that I've smelled the wood, this smells like the most Bolivian rosewood
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I've ever smelled in my life.
You've taught her too well,
It's almost
Brian.
like I've been transported to the plains of Bolivia.
Oh, God. Cut the fucking feed. Wormwood better not be
Better
watching.
Bolivia than Barovia. It's a very different scenario.
I don't want to go to Barovia. Please don't send me back.
Sorry, no.
No.
We're good.
You're not taking this to Barovia. This is going to Jesse. And it fucking smells good, Jesse.
Yeah, it smells like Bolivia. We just had this
Whatever.
conversation.
Whatever. Wormwood, if you're watching,
Hire me.
stop it. Stop watching tonight. Do not watch any more of this terrible.
See, this is
Hosting.
your fault. You asked me back.
I did, and I regret it, and I will for the rest of my life. Tonight, as I'm driving home, I will try to forget your face forever. Shit,
most
I'm gonna
people
see you
do.
Thursday.
Yeah, you are. Sucks to suck, doesn't it?
It does. Chaos. It's the only
Stealing
tattoo
that
I have.
forever.
Take it.
It's the only tattoo I have. Chaos and Creation, for some reason, thought they wanted to hear an answer to this from you.
Mistake.
Rini doesn't seem like she's run from many of her encounters in the past. How does she feel about taking a full-on retreat from Geladon? And how does she feel about Samliel sending her toward an unwinnable fight with an ancient white dragon.
Yeah, so Rine's actually going through a lot right now because she has like 7 hit points left, first of all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, she's real close to the brink of death and like frostbitten. And also this is the first time, as I said last week, that she's really like had friends other than Fen, obviously, but that was more of a romantic thing. But this is like people that she all of a sudden cares about and like would risk her life to protect and companions, and not just in a I must protect the city type of way, but in like a I care about them type of way. And the crew kind of tested her morality earlier, saying, well, if you have to steal to put together this thing that could save the world, how do you feel about that? And she kind of didn't know how to answer that because Sam Liel didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And now her supposed caretaker sent her to a place where she's almost died. And like, yes, she's almost died other times before, but never this severe. Even when she went to the Savalier Woods, she came back, pretty broken, but not like 7 hit points and frostbitten broken.
Right.
So this is a new development, and I don't think she'd admit it fully yet, but she doesn't know what to think right now. Like, I feel like there's a little bit of flickering in her faith almost, just because also these people included her in the plans and kind of took care of her and looked after her, and Caduceus especially like blessed her and saved her, and even though technically Caleb wasn't there, he used his gift of alacrity on her. So it's like, oh, these kind of matter more than this angel that left me for 5 years.
Right, yeah.
But I don't think she's there yet. She's just shaken.
Yeah.
But she's definitely not the Rine that they knew 48 hours ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, coming face to face with a ancient, by the way, fucking dragon.
Yeah,
will
when you
do that
said
to
that,
you.
I was like, oh, well, fuck this.
Yeah, that's when all
Man,
thoughts of
that's-
like actually maybe fighting it went like, whoop.
I was thinking, because chat was like all over the place, about what, but then when you said ancient,
Everyone was like, get the fuck out.
yeah, I threw my remote control through my TV. It was awesome. It fucking sparked everywhere. My dogs got all scared. Yeah.
God.
Nice.
Oh, boy. Matt.
Yes. French.
Oh, Elaine wants to know. We pretty much never get to see past your enigmatic DM face. What were you feeling during the whole lure the dragon out with food plan, the hiccups in the plan, and the subsequent dash for the dome and escape?
For one, I was excited that they were coming up with something creative and a means of dealing with that. In those moments, the DM's job is to rationalize all these pieces coming together. You set up all these various variables, the players come in and throw their variable into the mix, and it's your job to then kind of figure out how they all interact. And so, for me, I was excited they had put this forward, but I also knew it may not be as easy as this. A single, breath is not enough to complete the Iceflex transition. Plus, this was a larger creature than it's used to generally eating, so taking 2 ice breaths, it would be too big for it to eat 1 bite, so it would carry it back to its lair. They'd attached a rope to it, and so it was basically one of those scenarios of considering, okay, all these things would lead to these, would lead to these, would lead to these, and that rope is going to come up. So in a weird way, like bow cutting the rope and Jester, pulling it accidentally it prevented them from being dragged and smashed into ice and possibly alerting the dragon to their presence. So it was like, and it's also allowing complications if they make sense in the scenario.
Right.
If a plan is perfect, you're like, well, of course, let a plan be perfect, and you roll perfectly for it. But if the plan isn't perfect, those complications add to drama as well. So if the rationale says there are complications, you let it happen, watch the players react, which excites me because then they begin to freak out, and then I begin to engage and get excited about how to play on that intensity.
Wow.
So that whole buildup was a lot of fun. And then once the creature, the dragon was eating at the ice chunk that was left behind, and it lured them into the lair at that point, and you guys began this kind of, stealth distraction mission. I wasn't sure how it was going to work, but you had set up a good escape plan with the dome and the teleportation circle. You had the right people for the right job on both elements there, and it was about how much distance you could make in the time you were given. And honestly, I got really lucky rolling the recharging breath weapons. I was expecting it to be like maybe one attack with that and then combat and striking and trying to cut things through, but it rolled twice. I was like, oh God, that's not great.
Yep.
For us, for you, it's great.
For me, say great. I'm not trying to kill the party.
It's a mixed feeling. It's a mixed feeling.
Thank you, Danny.
My job as a dungeon master isn't to kill the party. It's to provide challenges that are interesting and dynamic.
I know, I'm sorry.
But and allowing room so that if player action is dangerous and risky enough that they themselves can get themselves killed, or if the dice very much aren't in their favor, especially combined with the previous condition, players can get themselves killed. I'm not trying to kill the players.
I know, Dad, I'm sorry.
And you also sounded like those actors at Halloween Horror Nights that's like, I love when they're crying because it pumps me up more and then I can act more. Because you were like, oh, I love when they react and then I can react more. So it's like we're literally those kids crying at Halloween Horror Nights and you're those actors with the chainsaws like right in our faces.
Sure. I'll take it. I'm not gonna lie, it's enjoyable watching my players scream, but that's because they're in the moment and they're they're enjoying the emotion and the adrenaline. That to me is the feedback as a DM that says like, okay, I'm on the right path here. If they're involved and they're reacting this way and they're emotionally invested and freaking out from the scenario, and I just love painting those scenes for the players. So
I was concerned about my heart rate legitimately. Like I felt weird heart things going on when the heartbeat started. Whoever did that.
That was on my playlist.
Evil. It was good. It was great because I was like,
evil.
This is just you do good, kid. You do a good job of setting the scene and making people like feel emotions and junk.
That's all I want.
Ugh. Emotions.
Let me ask you something.
Yep.
I compliment you often too about how great you are at this kind of thing. Which one sort of feels better to you when mine that you get quite frequently, or this stranger who sort of sprung that upon you with very generic and sort of general compliments? It was a question sent in by at Steve the director. Oh.
Can you imagine if that was Steve's actual handle?
That would be pretty funny, actually.
Baseless pandering.
No, notes can get dropped.
That's true.
This baseless pandering.
Hey, Mika.
Yeah.
I don't want to put Matt into a situation where he has to
say that I'm better.
disappoint you.
I know.
So Shays and Smith instead thought a good use of their time was to ask you this. The giant owl form was clutch in keeping Geladon from noticing your approach and is a form that could be quite useful for the party moving forward. Was that something you'd prepared earlier or something pulled from thin air?
I took a good solid hour to prep my prepared animals and wild shapes because I realized I spent the first hour looking at wild shapes and like what could be useful because I also try and like go into the mind of a DM and think what could they throw at me, like what could try and fuck me. So I thought ice spider because cold resistance, because white dragon, that would be smart to prep. I thought 2 different flying creatures. Owls inherently are stealthier, eagles are faster. So I thought figure something out there. Also, eagles, I think, have a higher attack. I could be wrong, but there's a reason I picked it. I picked a giant hyena, a dire wolf, an underdark tentacle, just in case he's,
Whoa.
just in case you needed a giant tentacle. I've watched enough anime to know where that's going.
The Blue Girl, the RPG.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Don't be.
That shows both my weeboo and my age.
Yeah, it does.
Continue, please.
A giant constrictor snake, a giant scorpion because it has 3 attacks, 2 claw, 1 poison tail.
I hate snakes.
Snakes are awful,
Yeah.
but snakes are great in game because you can grapple things. So I took a lot of thought of what we would be facing and what we might need, and then also you can summon creatures with conjure woodland animals, which is why I also picked the spider just in case, and I picked a bunch of smaller creatures for like the bats thing for recon and such.
Yeah.
And then it took another 2 hours to prepare my spells. So the days leading up to the first episode was like,
You were prepared as fuck.
I was a player who's prepared.
I was super prepared.
Hell yeah.
Because I wanted everything, because I also that anxiety of like, it's on stream and I'm not ready. I didn't want to hold up the party.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be able to pull up my wild shape immediately without having to go and search for it.
Yeah. Preloaded.
So yeah, all of it was really preloaded.
I'm very impressed
Thank you.
for now. Matt. Boffle Slop wants to know.
Waffle
Great
slop.
name.
That's amazing.
I had some for dinner.
Hell yeah.
That's what a gelatinous cube sound makes.
Waffle Slop.
That's about right.
Yeah. Given their approximately similar ages, were Geladon and Vorgol clutchmates, rivals, lovers? Was Geladon upset at Vorgol's territorial encroachment?
Good observation. Geladon has been there for a while. Vorgol, 20 years before, was definitely encroaching on Wildmount, and when certain ancient dragons can sense encroaching territory, there is usually some kind of conflict. Geladon is actually a female dragon, and there, and I think Marisha's picked up on this a little bit. The title, "The Nightmare in Ivory," is also a subtle reference to the fact that there was a courtship beginning between the two of them before Vorgol was killed last campaign.
What?
And so Geladon essentially is now one of the things that she's doing beyond just like stalking territory and heading into Isle across the continent or the lands northward, is frustrated with the fact that the one prospective mate that made its way into her territory never came back.
Yikes.
And when
you hearing
Marisha was
this,
saying,
Danny?
I am flipping out over
when Marisha
here.
said a spurned bride, I was like, look at that.
She's not just the DM's wife after all.
Oh.
So about that job.
Mika, do you know? Mika, do you know what we're talking about when we talk about Vorgol and stuff?
So I do, because
you
this
do?
was brought up
You do?
literally right after we finished the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mentioned this to
But not because you saw the episode in question, right?
So that next question.
The next question's for you, Mika. Do you want to watch all of Campaign 1 and then all of Campaign 2 and then take over this show?
I
wanna do
mean,
that?
if that's the qualification, give me a few Red Bulls and I'm done.
A few Red Bulls and you're done?
Just 1 or 2 Red Bulls. I'm sure I can just power through, right?
Steve, do we have the budget for that? Oh, fuck.
shit.
Well, instead, answer this question
Okay.
from Shondell McCafferty.
Can do.
Not suggested a couple times that Rine take on the most dangerous parts of the mission.
Yes.
Implying that she was the most expendable one in the group.
Yes.
Rine was quick to volunteer. What was her motivation? Did she pick up on Nott's implication?
So Rine didn't pick up on Nott's implication. Mika, however, definitely picked up on Nott's implication. And I was like, fuck you, Sam, first of all.
That's a good response.
It's that shit-eating face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It always comes with that shit-eating grin whenever
It
he suggests
does.
something asshole-ish.
I know.
But Rine, being the one who wants to save the day, volunteered because that's what she does. So once again, kind of harkening back to that older question, some others, like my other characters would have been like, no, go fuck yourself, and punted Nott into the dragon's mouth.
Of course. Of course.
But Rine was like, yeah, sounds great, dumbass. Sometimes I hate my own characters.
What if you would have been that kind of character, and what if you would have punted Nott into? That would have been like the most shocking. It would have.
Hey, you know, you and Ashley Birch could have both been part of the annals of guests who killed another player.
True.
Ashley didn't do that, but it's funny to say
Sorry
that.
to say it, but it didn't happen.
10 years from now,
Her
you
fault.
too could be riding the subway and wondering if why the guy in the hood is staring at you, and it turns out it's
Because they're
you killed Nott.
Yeah, we killed Nott.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't, Rine, even if Rine did pick up on it, Rine wouldn't blame Nott per se, because they literally met her less than 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't that long. So, of
day
course,
before.
this new person that seems to love to risk her life for what the fuck ever, yeah, that makes sense that you're offering her up to a white dragon. But it seemed like eventually, you know, she's grown on the group, so I would hope that they wouldn't sacrifice her to another white dragon or whatever evils
Maybe.
exist in the world. But yeah, she's not hurt by it. I personally am. I'm gonna shave an inch off of Sam's chair so it's really uncomfortable every time he sits on it and he rocks back and forth. And,
I like that.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Just We should shave an English off every week. See if he notices.
Slowly over time.
He's like, hey gang,
What's up?
what's going on
You
here?
play one of the small characters again, man.
Yeah. We're
your
just trying to make
persona.
things more realistic.
Or he'll just slowly think he's shrinking.
Or he will, yeah.
Thank God.
Okay, well, in a second we're gonna do our next giveaway, but because you nailed cosplay of the week, I feel like, Steve, you like working with me, right? Zach, you guys like working with me? Help me out a little bit here with this one, because I know Arsqueef's gonna gift hers and then mine, so I've got to really go in a little tighter, Steve, if you can.
Can't.
Okay.
Action.
Ah, fuck. I already started. All right, hold on.
Take it again, Brian.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready? All right. Take it away.
It's fan art of the week.
Art Dad! Save us, Art Dad.
This week's winner for episode 75 was sent in by Crystal Sully.
Oh yeah!
At Crystal Sully, let's take a look. It's magnificent.
Whoa! That's a dope ass dragon, yo.
Crystal's dragon work is amazing.
We
I
got to-
finally met her at
We
Gen
got
Con
to meet
this
her
year,
at Gen
yeah.
Con, and we both got little treats, and we saw this. This blew me away, and then when I looked and saw that it was from her, I said, Jesus, I can't believe she hasn't won before.
That's like,
Isn't that
that's
insane?
so insane.
Someone did that between Thursday and now.
I can't,
Yeah, her work's incredible.
You can't do that?
I can't.
I could, and that's why I remain the host of this show.
I'd like to see you try.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to have a draw off?
Yeah.
All right, Babs will judge
What
it.
is it? Abs or something?
Yeah. Hey, Greg, let's go ahead and Venmo Babs about $10,000 and tell her I'm gonna call her later. Congrats to you, Crystal Sully. You have won this insanely amazing smelling Bolivian rosewood dice vault from my friends at Wormwood Gaming. Remember, you can enter our weekly contest by visiting critroll.com/submit. You see that?
I did see that.
Rules for our contest are available at our website. What's our website, Mika?
Critroll.com.
Fuck.
Yeah.
/
Oh, shit.
What?
What? Try it again. Try
a slash?
Oh,
And
damn.
slash what is it? Submit.
Oh, no, I don't like it.
Oh, and she even has a better hair flip than you.
Max, who are you on that red phone with? This is fucking... Mika,
That's me.
I don't like this. Instead, answer this question.
I shall.
Rini promised Umi, am I saying that correctly?
Umi, yeah.
That she would bring back a souvenir from the dragon, and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Is Rini worried about disappointing him with the possibility of already losing Fen?
Yeah. There was a moment that after we saw the dragon, that I was gonna bring up the scales, and I realized even Rini's not that dumb.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's a chance to be real dumb, but this is a little too dumb. I think, once again, kind of hearkening back to, I said hearkening twice today. What is happening?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Badass vocabulary is what we're
Thanks,
talking
man.
about.
Hearkening.
Cool, you read a book.
Whoa! That condescension. I
What?
can't even
That's just
handle
my
it.
tone. It's just sort of the gift, my voice that God gave me.
Anyway,
You know,
hearkening.
Yeah.
Back to.
Harkening back to what you were saying.
To what I was saying. But to the fact that her kind of viewpoint is changing, I think that she'll actually probably make a joke about it, that it's a better gift that she's alive than that she brought back dragon scales.
Yeah.
Because she does know, like, as much as she's like, I have to go and risk my life no matter what you say, goodbye. She knows that her friends don't want her to die. She knows Fen doesn't want her to die.
Yeah.
She knows Umi doesn't want her to die. So she's back,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully he'll be okay with that instead of dragon scales. But I thought about it.
Yeah.
But then Matt said ancient, so
Yeah, sorry about that.
Good luck.
ancient kind of killed the dragon
Good
scale.
luck.
Sorry.
Matthew Mercer, destroyer of dreams since 2000. Matt, answer this question from CD88.
He's shaking.
How much? I am shaking. Do you have a dog?
I don't anymore.
Oh, I'm
Wow,
sorry
you had to
hear
bring
that.
up my dead dog. My dog who's dead.
How long
My
ago
dog
did your
who
dog
died.
die?
Like 4 years.
I don't feel fucking sorry for you anymore.
She died of cancer.
I feel sorry for you now
Yeah.
again.
Some mood whiplash, y'all.
Matt, go ahead and answer this question.
Yeah, what's the question, Brian?
How much of the lore and history that the 9 learned from the books last week was stuff you had prepared previously, and how much did you make up on the spot? How extensive are your campaign notes on ancient arcane weasels?
I mean, a lot of it was expanding on elements of the world that I had built and designed in them previously, just in my own free time, and kind of building out the lore. Some of it was improvised, as is the case. You know, the whole transmutation elements and Caleb's interest in book researching was just a lot of improvising based on my knowledge of the different arcane arts and trying to extrapolate in the moment and on things that might be of interest of him, you know, to him. White Dragon, you know, the same beats of which I know of White Dragon and trying to see how that comes across to a person who's researching information about them. As far as like the history, the lore of the Calamity and the end of the Age of Arcanum. I've been very deep in that for a long time, and so that was kind of easy to pull out of my ass. So a lot of it actually was stuff I hadn't prepared for the session, but I've just had kind of prepared in general in my own weird headspace, and had to access it spontaneously and hope that it didn't come across too difficult to follow, which is a challenge sometimes when you're having to pour, you know, lore out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I thought it was fascinating.
Well, thank you. I'm glad it wasn't super ridiculous and boring.
Oh.
No.
I feel bad because everyone's reading books here. I gotta tell them what they're reading.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hope the players
Yep.
don't start drifting off here with me just telling. And then in this century, you know, I'm glad that didn't happen.
I'm kind of wishing that would happen. Mika, tonight we're going to end with a question for you.
Hi.
Unless you have any more that you wanted to ask me.
I have one.
Uh,
If you could be an orangutan or a Gila monster, which would you be?
or a what?
A Gila monster.
I'd probably be a Gila monster. Only because I don't know what it is.
It's Vegas.
It's what?
It's the Nevada State Lizard.
It is? I should know that. I lived in Nevada for quite some time.
Yellow monster.
Shame.
Okay.
All right, noted.
What would you be?
I would have said neither. I'd be a wolf.
Well, I didn't know neither was
Thank
on the
you.
fucking
That's what I'm
table.
saying, right?
You did
Thank you,
not
Dan.
properly explain to me the parameters of.
You went with option number 3 last time, so you looked like you were well.
I didn't
into
want to
the
abuse
rules.
the
I'm
option.
pretty sure that-
I
yeah,
did
you
not
set the
want to
standards.
abuse the option 3 option.
I'm sorry.
And that's why I chose one of your shitty options, is because
Oh, now my options are shitty, are they?
I don't know if they are now, but they were when you asked me that last one. Instead, answer this question from
All right, fine, I will.
Jester is Bester.
Jester is Bester. That is so true.
It's true. Yeah, okay, if the Mighty Nine learn one lesson from Rini,
Yeah.
what do you hope it is?
Oof, that's deep.
Thank you.
I kind of hope it would be. Now, I don't want to say like sometimes you don't have to be morally gray, sometimes the high road is the right road, because that's not true at all. Actually, I know what it would be. Sometimes you need a little pep in your step. Like sometimes it's okay to stop and make flower crowns and appreciate each other as friends and really look after each other. And you may be fighting an eternal ancient war with the Celestials and something called the Laughing Hand that has a lot of mouths, which confuses me because why does a hand have mouths? But I guess I'll catch up when I catch up.
Yes. Sorry in advance.
Oh God. But yeah, even though you're dealing with all that shit, hug each other, bake a cake,
Yeah.
hold hands, say you love each other, because you know you never know when. They do know with Molly, you never know when one of you is gonna fuck off and die. So I gotta stop drinking. I have to raid in Final Fantasy tonight.
You have to what?
I have to raid in Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 14.
Final Fantasy 14,
Well,
yeah.
come on.
It's Tuesday. It was a raid reset today.
What? Are you talking about like an online situation?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can't do that. Not that you were inviting me, but I was just saying, like, I'm
Is
unavailable.
somebody marking this down? He doesn't know what Final Fantasy 14 is?
No,
or
I
raids
do,
are?
but I didn't know. I thought you meant you were going to go LARPing. That's why you couldn't. That's
No,
why you couldn't.
I gotta keep my fingers nimble. I gotta do.
Oh, I'm sure.
heavy
I'm sure
DPS.
you're so good. You've had like half a drink. It's going to throw you off.
I care about my guild and my free company, so yeah, I'm going to stay sober for them.
I understand, Matt. You can have the rest of her drink.
You
Were you
can.
done answering that question?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It was just take care of each other.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you never know when you're gonna risk your life for the greater good and never come back.
I think it was a good time for them to be reminded of that too.
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh, I entirely agree. We'll see if
Yeah.
any of it sinks in. Mm-hmm. They're pretty good at adopting emotional experiences and then processing it 5 episodes later.
Yeah.
You know, that's a very, very human thing, I think, to have a very visceral encounter or experience with somebody and then be like, cool, bye. And then down the road be like, you know, I learned something today.
Well, I hope they learn something. I hope they keep their flower crowns as a token of their weird angelic friend.
No.
I'm sure they will for at least another week or so. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight.
Actually, Mika, I have something for you real fast.
Oh shit!
If you could just sign this,
Oh,
that would be
wow!
great. Yeah.
Does this say Talks Machina contract on it? Oh, that's
okay.
crazy!
I
It
see what's
absolutely does. I'm
happening
gonna.
here.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
just gonna-
happening.
yeah,
I see
live.
what's
It's happening.
I would like to thank Matt and Mika for joining us.
Danny, here you go.
Episode-
This is legally binding.
Yeah. Thank you.
76 is this Thursday.
Thank you so much.
7
Actually, I
p.m.
think this is my job.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Thank you.
Yeah, if that's that's perfectly all right. I'll just
Pretty good graphic department, huh?
Episode 76 is this Thursday at 7 p.m. PST. As always, don't forget to love each other. And don't worry, it's almost Thursday. Stay turnt, my friends, and remember, creepy ain't a crime, and neither is D&D.